When things don't make sense, take the thing that makes no sense. Give me Buffalo -2.
You're right. I'm Notre Dame Clemsoning myself right now. I 100%
Yes.
am. Yes, Buffalo.
Justin fucking Watson. There it is, baby.
I don't know your opinion. That's why I'm asking.
No. Come on.
What is going on, people? We are back in the saddle. It is another Wednesday evening, and we are here to recap everything that went down in week number 3 of college football, week number 2 of NFL, and also the quote-unquote greatest sporting event in all of human history, that being UFC 306 at the Sphere. We're here to break it all down, and we got all 4 of the fellas. We got 3 right now, but we got 1 that will be joining us. We got McDilly, we got The Wander, we got Tycho, and Snoop Luke will be joining us. So, all the fellas will be here to break down another action-packed weekend in sports.
Sorry that my camera's not working, good people of America.
Oh, it looks like Tyler's trying to join you so you don't feel different.
At least I got a nice little picture of myself. Come on, Jesse.
Come on, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this.
You could have at least made a
Hey, it's
picture.
all right. Could have at least tried.
Trust me,
Yeah.
it'll get flagged. Moving on.
All right, so like we normally start here, overall how we did in the betting world for week 2, I think we can all comfortably say it was a better week 2 than it was week 1, which is rare in the world of betting. But like Tyler said, we thought about it, we talked about it before we just went in and balls deep in making picks.
It's been multiple years of week 2 again. Why didn't we think about week 2? Week 2 is always just what the hell just happened, and it was again what the hell just happened.
Correct.
We were able to make some picks on some dog spreads that panned out because a lot of dogs were taking some dubs on Saturday and Sunday, so it worked out. Now what's going to happen in week 3?
Now it just sets you up for week 3. That's the problem.
It does. It's a problem. Now I'm mentally battling myself.
Ooh, a beautiful week 3 it'll be.
You say that now, but after the slate that I've looked at, we might be fucked. We might be fucked. Let's just put it like that.
We're ready.
Well, Vegas, I told you Vegas wants their money, and they've been trying their damn hardest this year to fuck us. But before we get to the NFL, we got to talk about NCAA. NCAA week number 3 came and gone. I want to say it was a great week in the world of college football, fellas. Nothing too crazy happened. Nothing too exciting happened. But that doesn't mean we had a lot of good football. Because I think we did. Let's get
It
into it.
doesn't mean
shall
we had a lot of good football.
Doesn't just because there isn't a bunch of upsets doesn't mean that you can't get great football games.
Okay, it's not what you just said, but now that you've said it a second time in a different way, it makes sense.
Correct. All right, let's start it off on Saturday. Memphis going to Florida State. We told you if you were going to play Memphis or nothing. And the people that played Memphis, that being me and Jesse, well, we took that Memphis plus 6.5, and boy, did we feel good about it. 20-12 was the final. DJU went under for passing yards for the 3rd straight game. Florida State is a debacle. And just if you didn't see yesterday on campus kickoff, me and Jesse may or may not have them starting 0-4. Jesse.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's out there for the world to see. So there's
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But we feel good about Memphis, and
Seth Hennigan, he was able to run that offense right down that defense's throat.
just what happened?
Yeah.
FSU?
That was going to be my
What
question to you.
What happened?
That was going to be my question to you. Tyler, do you have an answer for what the hell happened to Florida State? Because I don't.
Not really. It's kind of, I don't know. It's actually unbelievable. Like the same way the Tigers are making a playoff run and nothing makes sense, and every single no-name person that comes out of that bullpen is good. Is the same way that Florida State went from undefeated, snubbed out of the playoffs to you're never going to win again. What? Where's the disconnect? I can't, what happened that no one knows about that just everything's out the window now because that happened? What is that thing? Because Nobody knows what it is. And right now, all you can do is point at the head coach and say, this has to be your fault.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody else has a viable reason as to what it could be. So you start finger pointing. And obviously he's going to be the first one to take him. Next game, I'm going to save the Michigan game for when Luke pops in here because he was at the game, so it feels fair. We'll go to number 16, LSU, taking on South Carolina. This was definitely the best game of the 12 o'clock slate. This was a banger, if I'm being honest with you. Landon Sellers, hey, I tried to tell you, the guy's not too bad. You know, the fucking, what was it, a 70-yard rushing touchdown that he had in the first half? South Carolina was up 24-16. They're up 17-0, rolling. You know, LSU's defense is bad. But the problem is, South Carolina, who is supposed to have this defense that, when they're up by 17, wins them football games, had a collapse in the second half, which allowed LSU to come back into this football game and win by 3.
Yeah, if I'm an LSU fan, I'm absolutely electric about this. What a complete downfall. Like, way to Tennessee yourselves, boys. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. This was just an utter collapse on South Carolina's part.
South Carolina lost the boy for a while. Sellers was out for like the third quarter when it all went to shit. So I feel like if he was in there the entirety of the game, we might look at a different story. But either way, I don't
think that should change it with the way this defense is supposed to be playing. You're up by 17, your QB gets hurt. Then you look at, okay, well, we know our defense is what helps us win games. Now they got to hold it down. And they give up 24 points unanswered? I mean, you know what? You can't just look at the quarterback. You got to look at the defense like, what the fuck?
But we got to remember, yes, it was 17-0, but then it was immediately 17-7. Then it was 10-17. Yes. Then we got the big touchdown run, but then LSU got the double dip.
Yep.
So then, at the end of the day, the refs bailed them out on that ghost fucking offense.
All right, here we go. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to fucking take a great valuable game, a great valuable argument, throw it away on the refs. Nope. No, we're not doing that. I will not allow that.
No one cares what you allow, child.
All right, make it about the refs. Be that guy.
No,
go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Your own grave.
I'm just saying. I feel bad for Gamecocks people because
their defense let them down.
They sold.
Yes.
They thought they made the play, and then they don't even make the play to stop it.
They sold more than just that play, is what I'm trying to say.
Muted.
Tyler, you're muted.
I heard something today on the radio, and it was right along the lines of like this game and how it went. Where you let, they were talking about the Tigers and how you let them hang around a little bit, and then they all start believing in the same kind of thing and just trusting one another. And then, all of a sudden the Tigers are in a fucking playoff chase, okay? Basically, in this case scenario, LSU was down and out, fucking pissed off, and then you start letting them chip away, and then they stop you, and then they get another point, and they stop you, and they get more points, and they stop you again. Next thing you know, this isn't your game to fucking lose anymore. It's LSU's to win, and that's all. Because they believe they're going to win. You don't believe you're going to win. You're just trying not to lose at that point, which means you've already lost.
And both teams are the Tigers. So.
Okay, I was wrong. Seller never came back when he got injured.
Yeah,
not the rest of the second half. I thought he played the bit of the fourth quarter, but no.
And they didn't even have a passing game second half. He threw it 4 times. The backup.
Yeah.
So
like it just got tough.
It just
the defense folded, but they got the fumble.
I'll give
they got the interception, and just the offense couldn't do a damn thing.
Yes, I'll give you that the defense folded, but also when it came to the offensive side to pull through, they did not. 100%. All right, next game that we will roll on into here. I don't think we have a whole lot to say here other than we were right. Oklahoma State went in Tulsa. We had Oklahoma State covering 17.5 points. All 3 of us rode that comfortably, and Oklahoma State comfortably covered. 45-10 was the final. So,
you can just breeze right over this one, never a doubt.
Yep. Next game, number 24, Boston College. Number 6, Missouri. Great football game. Boston College hung around. They gave them 14.5 points against I can't remember the head coach's name, but damn, he is a good head coach. He is a smart defensive first.
O'Brien?
Yes, thank you. O'Brien, head coach. And I really like him.
Really?
And then you do what Castellanos is able to do every time that he goes into a game. It's guaranteed he's going to give you 250 yards, 2 tutties. Will there be an interception or two? Maybe. Like. But that's what you're going to get. In this game, he gave you 250 yards, 3 tutties, 2 picks. Boston College lost this game by 6. But I think at the end of the day, more people were talking about them than Missouri because Brady Cook looked The run game looked And honestly, this was one of those situations where I felt like I was watching an Ohio State game last year where I was like, the only reason you guys won is because you have Marvin Harrison. I feel like the only reason Missouri won because Luther Burden was bailing them out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this game could have been even closer if they don't have him in the game. So,
yeah.
Is Boston College the real deal? I don't know. Maybe Bill O'Brien's just a better college coach than an NFL coach. That's kind of what it's looking like.
Yes.
But I agree with everything that was said.
Yeah, they were in until they weren't. Tough game.
Exactly.
I agree. Did you guys have anything to say about this? I mean, it was predictable, but Bama did stomp a mud hole in Wisconsin, 42-10.
Mm-hmm.
They covered that 15.5.
Yeah, the what is it? The over-under?
Yeah.
It was 47.5. I told you they'd almost do it by themselves. I didn't realize it would get that close because Wisconsin just wasn't going to score. But they fucking covered, so cash the over.
So, yeah, shout out to Bama.
Shout out Bama. Damn near did it on their own. Almost had to do it on their own.
They did.
Yeah, almost. They were 1 touchdown away from doing it on their own, and they almost had to, or else they wouldn't have covered if they would have stopped them from scoring a touchdown.
How mad would you have been?
Things could have been bad.
I was going to say.
I would have been mad, but I would have been more disappointed in Bama than upset with Wisconsin, if that makes sense.
If it was 45-30.
Because I was expecting them to damn near cover it themselves, and then they didn't. They wouldn't have. It is so weird that Luke's on a phone because his circle is not a circle.
He's like a
look at it.
Road.
It's a grave.
He's a country road.
He's like an old school mirror.
Yeah.
Like a dresser mirror. Like he's in the mirror of the dresser.
Yeah, because I know this setting when I'm on my
Luke
computer. You guys are circles, but you guys are squares for me right now.
Now you're a square.
Yeah, see. Yeah,
Dylan, you're the biggest.
All right, that's fine.
Here.
All right, next game. Texas A&M and Florida. This game was looking good until Connor Wayman didn't fucking play. Wish that would have been fucking told to me until 20 minutes before game time. They made the decision to not play Connor Wayman and play Marcel Reed. Well, that changes everything now because now you have a fucking quarterback who actually has IQ. That changes everything. Now this makes this a viable football game where it could go either way. And of course, Texas A&M wins 33-20. And not only that, but DJ plays the first quarter, doesn't have the best quarter, throws 2 interceptions, throws a touchdown pass. It was a DJ game. He aired the ball like he normally did. Coach pulled him. Coach said, "Now fuck that mess." In the second quarter, he put Graham Mertz's bitch ass back in the game. And once I saw that was when the game was over. Because Graham Mertz came in, and I don't even need to see the rest of the football game. Texas A&M won 33-20.
Go Aggies.
All right. Luke, you're here, which means that I can go back to the 12 o'clock slate really quick because for those of you who do not
I don't
know,
want to.
Luke was at the Michigan game, which means we got to talk about it. Luke, number 17, Michigan played Arkansas State. They did not cover the spread 28-18, but it was the first game you went to. So tell us.
Yeah, because Warren needs to start learning fucking Chinese because we're shipping them overseas. I don't know what Sherrone Moore was thinking that this is the guy that's going to save Michigan.
Well, if it makes you feel better, it has already been confirmed that Orji will be starting next week.
I do know that.
Uh-huh.
I screamed it in the group chat.
But overall experience, the team that just won the national championship, going to that game in the Big House, was it everything that you hoped it would be?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, good. I am happy for you. I didn't know that was your first Michigan game, and when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm not passing up this opportunity because like Arkansas State, that's a free win.
Oh yeah, free cover, right?
Not cover, win.
Oh
I was
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to the bitch house the first time and watching Michigan lose a game.
Yeah, that's true.
I knew we weren't covering that spread after probably the second pick Warren threw, because every pick he threw was terrible. It was like, what is going through his mind? I could have been out there with my dog shit shoulders and would have played better than that.
Yeah.
The only thing you can give him credit is there wasn't a single drop pass from any of his throws. Yes, and 3 of those catches were picks.
Yeah.
True.
Other than that,
3 incompletions. Yeah, 3.
All you can say is he wasn't throwing it at the ground. Props.
Yeah.
All right.
The crazy thing is, fucking Golf was trying to do his best Warren impression fucking Sunday.
Oh, he did a really good job. We'll get to that.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the backyard brawl that fucked us all in the ass. Pittsburgh and West Virginia. We all were riding West Virginia's country roads, and the 1.5 that they were being given as the favorite, and they were looking good. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then 12 minutes of the fourth quarter. And those last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, Pittsburgh decided to go on a great game-winning drive, and now this is 3 games that Pittsburgh has pulled off a sneaky win, and they're 3-0. And West Virginia fucked us. Damn you, Garrett Green. I'm done.
I get it, but sneaky wins are not sustainable.
Yeah.
So Pitt will fall. It will happen. I will be here to bet on it. But God damn it, West Virginia.
Dude, that's twice
the
now.
entire game. The entire game you had.
Done with their country roads, all of it, man. They tried to boost me on Garrett Green. They tried to boost me on this was a different West Virginia. No, this is the same old shit with West Virginia. Stop it, okay? Fuck. They will be good when they're a run-first team again, and I mean that shit. Anyways, let's move on. Washington State in the Apple Cup. Washington fell to Washington State. This was the second time in 17 years that Washington State has beaten Washington. 24-19 was the final, and Washington State is 3-0. Let's go, Wazoo. Why do I love this? Because last week, for the fuck of it, their quarterback's name is John Mater. So I said, let's ride John Mater. And now John Mater is 3-0.
Does John Mater even talk like that?
Who? Does who even talk like that?
John Mater.
Does he have that accent, Dylan? Or are you just giving that to him because that's how you want to say it?
That's exactly how I want to say it. And he's 3-0.
Well, he talks that way in cars.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure that's where we're getting all our fact-based.
Yes, that's where you're getting all of it.
Okay, for sure.
Notre Dame got to come back in their shit. 66-7, put Purdue in their place. Shut up a lot of people this week.
I didn't think they had 66 points in them.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time Notre Dame had that many points in them was. It's been decades, I want to say. Like, that don't happen.
We're pissed.
Yeah, but I was happy. Taking the over again.
Yep.
Another good over where in this case, you needed them to cover by themselves because Purdue never stood a chance. I thought they were going to put up more of a fight.
Yeah, and also I want to have a quick conversation really quickly. Riley Leonard he's not that guy. He can run the football a little bit, yeah. But this is the game that with 66 points, you'd be like, okay, at least Riley, what did you do? And he had 112 yards. So your boy did some digging. Your boy did some digging, not just this year, but last year. Riley Leonard, in the 3 games he's played at Notre Dame, and all 14 games that he played last year, the 12, the 13, and the bowl game, he has had 2 total games where he has more than 200 passing yards. This guy does not throw the football. He runs it, and he runs it, and he runs it a little more. And in a Notre Dame team that has a lot of great receivers, This is going to be a problem. Just wanted to have that conversation now before we get later in the year and people are confused.
Look, bro, they lost to Northern Illinois. You don't think they're going to have bigger fucking problems down the road? I think they're going to have way bigger problems down the road.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I agree. Next, part 1 of Tyler's Matrix theory is correct. The Iowa was over for the 3rd straight time to start the year.
I'm just saying, Dylan. I'm just saying. If it ain't broke, don't you dare try to fix it.
We're riding strong with it right now, Ty. So I don't like it, but I think you were probably right.
Man, ain't that crazy?
Isn't it? Ain't that a thing?
Crazy. How'd they get there, Dylan? How'd they get to that over?
How did they, Dylan?
They got to that over by scoring points, Jesse.
Let's say.
How did they who's in charge of getting the points?
That 38 points, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Cade, he may have not thrown.
Well, your boy Cade didn't do shit. You guys had 253 rushing yards and three touchdowns. How many touchdowns did Cade throw?
0.
How many did the backup throw?
What?
He's garbage.
Guess how many rushing yards Cade had? Negative 13.
He's booty. Give up on him.
QBR of 46.9.
And that should answer why McCarthy won that job.
38 points is all I see.
Are you is this your way of saying you were wrong, Jesse? Are you saying I was right?
38 points is all I see.
Blinded. Next game. UCF TCU.
Nothing wrong with shades.
Let's talk about how you were wrong again with your Horned Frogs that you were feeling comfortable in, and then UCF came back, pulled off the game-winning upset.
This guy keeps taking this out of his ass. Last week on Saturday, Jesse's horned up on the Horned Frogs. No, that was you. I took UCF right next to you.
Who wrote? No, I swear to God.
No, you keep confusing this.
Okay, well, we won.
Jesus, do you hear how pressed I am in my voice to keep hearing you say that?
We won 35-34 with KJ Jefferson. Jesus Christ. All right, next game, Colorado State. Colorado covered pretty much all by themselves. Travis Hunter, 3 touchdown catches and an interception. And then Shedeur Sanders going up to the quarterback after the game and saying, hey, you talked all that shit on social media saying that we were just playing for Instagram followers. What's up now? And the guy walked away and was like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. It was like the guy who smacked Luke on the ass in Ann Arbor. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Or in East Lansing.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, and then Shedeur, they asked Shedeur after the game, why did he do that? And Shedeur was like, well, I just want to let everyone know if they want to feel one way on the internet and then they want to feel some type of different way in person, that's going to be documented to everyone to let them know in the future when they talk shit, they don't really mean it. Another thing that needs to be talked about.
That's just the history of sports in general.
Oh, right,
There's
right.
always shit talk back and forth, and then after the game's over. So after that, it's just say good game and respect.
He didn't say good game. He said go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but
I know.
New age, It used to be just you smack talk when you see him. Now you smack talk through the web.
I mean, it's the build up for the game. I mean, I have no issue with it.
I don't either. I love a good shit.
No, me neither. I think the bigger storyline coming out of this game was Shedeur Sanders putting the entire offensive line on blast last game, and then the next game in the post-game press conference, having the entire offensive line behind him and saying, hey, the O-line heard about all the naysayers talking about how they can't block and all the press talking all the shit about them, and they were mad. And let's just say they did their job today. No, Shedeur, that was you, dumbass. That was not the press. That was nobody. And anybody who did say that said it because you put the O-line on blast.
Yeah, that's crazy because, he just got done. It's just so hypocritical. He just got done talking, after talking to someone on the other team about how they talk shit. And it's like, oh, yeah, they don't really mean it. And then you go into a press conference with your lineman a week after you just put him on blast, calling him dog shit and saying, oh, yeah, it was the media. My guy, those words came out of your mouth.
It was you.
It was both. He started it.
It's like,
but that we've been saying the O-line's bad. And then he put him on blast. That was just the difference. The media's been putting that O-line on blast since last year.
Yeah, but you can't just call somebody out for talking shit, then beating them, and be saying, you can't talk shit if you don't really mean it or whatever nonsense, whatever. Then you turn around, go to the press conference, and then not mention the fact that you were the one who put your O-line on blast. Shoved it off to it was only the media. Like, what?
It's like me calling Luka Bitch, and then next podcast I come on here and I'm like, Jesse, if you ever call Luka Bitch again, you're gonna have to deal with it. And you're like, what the fuck?
I'd be like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
No, that's not how it works.
So you just expect me to know what you mean by that? Yeah. Couldn't make me a QB coach.
But that is week number 3 for NCAA college football. Now we can move into NFL week number.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
Alrighty, week number 2. We talked about Thursday, so let's get right into Sunday. 10 1 o'clock games. It was absolute madness. Some of us had to watch Red Zone in the shower. Okay? Look, a lot happens, people, and it was a lot. And Scott Hansen also let us know that it will never be that crazy again this year. So you're good. All right. First games first.
Yeah, not everybody went to the 1 o'clock game and then went home and watched Red Zone in the shower for an hour and almost passed out.
Well, not everybody's me, because you know what, Tyler? Not everybody lays in bed like me last night. You know what I thought about for 20 minutes before I fell asleep? 2014 Cam Newton. Let's get into the picks. All right. First game, let's talk about it, and let's just rip this Band-Aid off because we were all in attendance, and we were all disappointed. The Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, some of us actually covered, though. So we weren't all, money's money. 20-16 was the final in this football game.
Y'all basically all told me not to take Tampa money line. I was feeling it, but
we told you to take the +7, and you
took the spread.
The 7 hit. So here's the best
way.
I
was gonna take a money line.
Here's the best way I can sum up this football game, just based off of what we saw. Okay, multiple opportunities for the Lions to win this game. The defense held it down. Jared Goff did not play his best football. The coaching could have been better. There was many situations throughout this football game where the Lions could have and should have won, but they didn't.
Look, I'm just going to leave it at one word, situation. Every situation that they were in where they could have either fucked it up or made the right play, they fucked it up. So situational football was a disaster. That's all I got.
Everyone's just preaching run the ball. I mean, this team is supposed to be kind of a run heavy type offense. Let's be real. And it's I understand what they were talking about on how they were trying to open up the run more because they didn't like the results at the beginning of the game with the passing and all that. And then they just kept digging themselves into deeper holes to where it was kind of somewhat forcing them to keep passing it. But at the same time, dude, look what Michigan did last year. They're a run-heavy team. If you looked at every game, our offense was not that great because we were just running the ball, and it just wouldn't fully open up in the first half. But then by the time the second half came along and you start getting a little deeper in the third quarter, their D-line is so beat up from Michigan's O-line bullying them, it just opened up the run. That's what the Lions need to do. It's I understand you weren't liking the results early on, but it's You have a great O-line. You have great running backs. Beat them down.
Yeah, I get that,
like
but
you
you also
lost
got to remember
Villa,
Tampa's known for their run defense, Luke. That's their like prime.
Yeah, but Dylan, they're known for their run defense because of Vita Vea being the #1 run stopper in the NFL.
Yeah, but he didn't play all. He hasn't played.
He didn't play the entire second half.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't play half of last year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
just saying that's why. He's the #1 run stopper in the
Jared
NFL.
Goff should not have thrown the football 55 times.
Yes.
Dylan.
I think everyone agrees with everything.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like Dylan, they had one of the best run defenses last year, and nothing really kind of changed, and so they're still gonna really hold that title, be one of the top teams against run defenses. But it's like the Lions have a great O-line to match that. You gotta stick to it and beat them down to the point where it starts opening it up.
Yeah, we played their style of football
into opening things up. You can't
They wanted us to pass the football, then we passed the football, and then they started getting turnovers.
Yeah,
if they would have caught every interception, they would have had 5 interceptions.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it didn't help.
Football.
Yeah. We just jumped into playing their style of football instead of taking our own control and just forcing the run through and just beating them. Just beat them down.
I do feel like we should also shout out Aiden Hutchinson. He had 4.5 sacks.
Look what happens when you get Hutch some fucking help. He goes crazy. Who would have thought?
Jared Goff should never be throwing the ball that many times in a game.
Nope.
I don't know if it's arm fatigue after all these throws that's making him sloppy at the end of the game, or if it's the fact he doesn't have his he doesn't have his 8-year teammate of Josh Reynolds to just safety target to. I'm not sure what's going on in total, but I do put the game as an ugly game, and I hope that this offense can go back to what it used to be, which was the number 2 offense.
Jesse, I don't think it's really the fatigue. I just think it was bad timing to where, obviously you never planned for it to happen, but you just go and play and you're just having one of your worst games. And that just happened to be perfectly timed up with the Lions wanting to throw the ball 50-plus times. And, they should have recognized that early. Where, honestly, I don't think Goff was throwing the ball. He had some good throws, don't get me wrong. But most of the time, they really weren't the greatest passes all game.
But he had a lot of bad throws. He had a lot of misreads. So how many times were Jesse sitting right next to me, Jesse, sitting right next to me going, Sam Laporte is wide open in the middle, and he would just continuously not look at him. And there was a lot of bad stuff. So
it's then it goes back to then why, if you know Goff is having an off game, why are you going to keep forcing him to do the things that he's
because they wanted to show because they wanted to show that he could push through it, because he's had games last year like the Bears where when he would throw 3 interceptions, he can still have game-winning drives. They were trying to show that they can still do that.
And not enough.
But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work.
That's because he had a tendency every time he threw a pick, the Lions and him just marched down the field the next drive.
Yeah, so they still trusted him.
But after it not happening time and time again,
but you just answered your question.
Change the game plan.
Why they did it. That's why.
Yeah, but you got to recognize to change the game plan when that shit's happening.
I agree, but I'm just saying that is exactly why they did it.
I'm sorry, Jess. I didn't mean to overtalk you on that.
Jared Goff is doing too much and not enough at the same time. His reads have been ugly. His progressions, I think, are a little sloppy. And I think it's just due to the mix-up of wide receivers. That's why he's heavy targeting. We got 29 targets in between Amon-Ra and J-Mo. Amon-Ra, 18 targets. Yeah, it happens. But we usually don't have this whole Cooper Kupp thing going on where we got a guy getting 15-plus targets. Usually, I feel like it's 12 stops it. But he's also running. There's no reason I should see Jared Goff with 2 rushes for 5 yards. I just shouldn't.
He can't run.
I had a bet last year that was Jared Goff 0.5 yards rushing, and it was plus 2,000 for him to go over.
As much as I agree with that, Jesse, I got so fucking hyped when I started seeing him beelining it for the first time.
You did. I was lit. But at the same time, Goff, you're doing too much. You need to be focusing that feeling and near accuracy.
Dude, the first run when he got that first down, I screamed out. I was like, Lamar Jackson, who? Who needs Lamar Jackson? You got Jared fucking Goff, baby.
Yeah. Speaking of Lamar Jackson, let's get into the next game. Baltimore and Vegas. This did cheer me up after the Lions game. Baltimore Ravens going out into their home opener. They were feeling pretty good defensively in this game, but the offense could not get clicking on either side of the ball to start this game. And we move into the second half. Things start opening up. He starts using Zay Flowers, starts using Derrick Henry, finally. And the Ravens get a little bit of a lead. A bad pass interference here or two there. Devontae Adams starts cooking in his route running, and Las Vegas goes on a game-winning drive. Gardner Minshew, 30 for 38, 275 yards, and the Raiders beat the fucking Ravens.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was Dylan who called it, but so far he's right. Lamar, after MVP season, just plays like shit.
I told you.
I'm not listening to this. Are we really blaming Lamar for these games?
I'm not, but it's just so bad that they're 0-2 now.
You can't, bro.
How are we going to blame the man who keeps
come
getting
on.
300+ yards in his games for the losses? His O-line isn't blocking.
All right, fine, Jesse.
His
Fine.
defense let the Raiders get 20. What?
You know what, Jesse? Fine. I'll change the statement.
Goals? Everyone's doing nothing, and Lamar is the only person balling. He had a receiver get 9 catches. He spread the ball out. He ran 45 yards, and he still can't get blocks because he has to make every play improvised.
Okay, let me change the statement then, Jesse.
No,
anytime Lamar Jackson has an MVP season, the following season, the Ravens play like dog shit.
Well, that works too.
I work with that. I can work with that. But
That works too.
Lamar
No,
slander.
like
I refuse Lamar slander.
I also understand it's only week 2, but
Yeah,
my God, does
I'm
it
with
look bad
Jesse.
for the Ravens?
He's literally the only one.
Isaiah likely has a smaller foot. He's 1-1.
This is true.
Yeah,
If
but
he doesn't
he's really
KD that play, things are very different in this conversation.
How about them Raiders?
Yeah.
Hey, but how about
Raiders.
How about Minshew? Minshew mania, baby.
Yeah, I said.
Look,
wasn't
I still think it should be O'Connell, but
Why not Gardner?
Their plan was to draft a QB, and they aborted it. So I don't think they're going to start O'Connell.
well,
Gardner's a gritty bastard. I love him.
He is.
I don't have anything else to say about the Raiders.
He goes through like stretches of going like God tier to being utter fucking donkey shit. Like there's like I feel like there's just no in between with Minshew.
Yeah, he's like when he was what Baker Mayfield used to be when you would flip a coin.
I was just about to say that.
When you'd flip a coin, he's the new, just flip a coin and you'll see if Gardner's gonna play good or not. All right, next game, and I don't think we'll have to take too long on this one. Chargers go to Carolina. Carolina did have more than 19 people in the stadium, but I believe that the attendance was the lowest out of any home field, second to the Chargers last week, because the Chargers fan base is just pitiful. Chargers won 26-3. The Carolina Panthers have a bad O-line, a bad defense, not a good receiving core, a pretty bad run game, and a quarterback who is supposed to be the guy who was supposed to turn the team around, who has actually been the biggest disappointment and has been benched for the next game. Anything else?
No, I got nothing. I mean, in the St. Brown podcast I watched earlier, Amon-Ra St. Brown, NFL player, literally questioned if Carolina was a real football team for a second. So for that reason, I'm also not sure if they're even a real football team at the moment. So I'm going to just digress from thinking that they're real.
Chargers beat a college UMass team. Moving on. That's how I feel. Carolina.
That's disrespectful.
No, they just have wide, like they have these wide receivers that are like Deontay Johnson. Yeah, we know he can get open. Adam Thielen. Yeah, we know he can get open. Xavier Legette, rookie. He's tall. Yeah. And then you have no O-line and a short quarterback, and that.
But did you see Bryce Young's first interception of the fucking game, Jesse? Did you see how bad it was?
Yeah.
Jesse, I'm also not quite sure if you heard Dylan the first time, but he said that's disrespectful to UMass.
It is disrespectful to UMass.
No, I don't think it is. I think if you
UMass has people that come to the game.
I think okay. Let's slow it down. If
UMass has a fan base. I'm not
Carolina play, I'm taking Carolina. If you're taking UMass in a 1-on-1, hey, that's you. But me, I'd still take Carolina, and I think they'd be favored. I don't think UMass would be
don't
favored.
disrespect UMass like that, because UMass has people that come to their games.
Because it's college.
Yeah, Carolina people aren't coming there. Actually, there might be some old people like on a Sunday at 1 o'clock that are looking for something to do.
When did it start?
Yeah, let's go watch a game.
Yesterday.
Dylan, those people are literally in Carolina.
You know how much the tickets are for the home?
They're not going to the game. They're in Carolina. They're gonna Dylan. They're in Carolina, Dylan. They're gonna go to the fucking beach. That's more enjoyable. Why would you go watch a pitiful franchise try to play football and get destroyed when you're in Carolina? Just go do something nice outside.
He's the worst.
Don't even go.
I agree. You're making my point.
Move on. Fuck Carolina.
$2.50 for a ticket. So if anyone wants to go, you can go and torture yourself. Next game. New Orleans and Dallas. This was the one game during the Lions game that they kept showing up on the screen, and everyone kept going, holy shit. New Orleans is beating the hell out of Dallas, because the score popped up on the screen and it was 14-0 at first. Okay. And we go into halftime. It's 38-16. Holy shit. Then we go into the second half and it's just continuing the dogpiling that they've already started. Dak played bad. This offense of New Orleans was pretty much just led by Alvin Kamara. And I looked at Jesse after this game and said, congratulations, Jesse. You can now be a proud Saints fan again.
I'm sorry, Derek Carr. I apologize for my actions. I should have blamed the OC, not you. He wasn't setting you up to be a guy. But this guy we got now, 15 straight drives of points. Love that shit. Alvin Kamara being used how he should be. Love that shit. Defense. I forgot how good you were. My bad.
Can't forget the big plays from Amon-Ra St. Brown, brother.
Yeah, Equinemius was killing on the practice squad.
Without him on the practice squad, they'd be nothing.
But yeah, shout out to the Saints. That Saints division pick isn't looking so bad now. Hey, now Derek Carr.
Cowboys.
Also, sorry, Carr, that I
can't wait to talk about you on Saturday.
Yeah, Cowboys got smacked at home.
We got the can't wait.
I just think it's the best how all these fans fucking just beat the shit out of each other to get a front row seat to watch them lose 44-19 to the Saints.
God, that's just funny. Great. The funniest part, I think, is when like Eagles fans were watching this, they were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna be so above the Cowboys this year. Look at them play shit against a shit team."
Little did they know.
Hold the phone. This is fucking hilarious. You guys got to see this. I was looking at this earlier, right? So the Cowboys cheerleaders, right? They're very important. Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
Okay. Just watch this. Okay. We're talking about these cheerleaders, right? And they start talking about the Cowboys record. Watch this.
Cowboys battled the Saints on the gridiron, ultimately securing the win. The cheerleaders kept the energy high in the stadium. Famous Cowboys spirit. Fans.
This is 3 hours ago.
2024 debut, and Kylie Dixon's viral moment was just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting season for the cheer squad.
So,
did her nipple fall out?
2-0 start after their dominant 33-17 win. Cowboys are looking strong. So they said the Cowboys are 2-0. And they said the Cowboys defeated the Saints. This is 3 hours ago on a thing that millions of people see. Why the fuck are we? Don't believe everything you see on the internet, because they're telling you the fucking Saints lost. I don't know where the fuck that information's coming
They
from.
don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it.
What is going on?
They want to Mandela us.
They're
Next
like,
thing you know, we're gonna
look at these Cowboys cheerleaders and think that the Cowboys are 2-0.
I'm telling you, we're gonna look at the score next
That's
week.
the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Cowboys 1-1. I mean, yeah, it's gonna say Cowboys.
Everyone is just supposed to forget.
I mean,
I'm very
that's the craziest
confused.
shit I've ever seen. They're literally
Yeah,
like
that's
when
crazy.
the Cowboys took on the Saints and defeated them, they're now 2-0. I'm like,
They're talking about the
no, they're
cheerleaders defeating the Saints cheerleaders.
Right. They fought in the locker room.
Fire the editor.
Yeah, there's like a whole
Thank you, Luke.
UFC
I was
/ WWE
But like seriously, that's like a
tag
it's
team
like
match.
I don't know how big Rated Red is, but like it seems like it's something people subscribe to. So like, why are they lying? That's crazy.
Well,
It
you know,
literally
here's all I gotta
happened
say. I've never fucking heard of it. And
yesterday,
that's
2
probably
days
why.
ago. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'd
Say
also like to
credit.
extend an extra apology to Derek Carr for forgetting you were even on the Saints.
He gave him an apology.
I also-
Give him one.
I mean, he forgot.
Yeah.
He totally forgot who he even was, though. That's crazy.
I know who he was. I just forgot he was on the fucking Saints, man.
Yeah, he thought you went into no
I
man.
picked against him
Ghost in
again,
Luke's life.
which I probably won't do for the rest of the season because every time I pick against the Saints, Derek Carr's like, "Oh yeah, fuck you, Luke. We're gonna score 44 or 40 plus fucking points every time you do it."
Yeah.
I might not be betting against the Saints for the rest of the season.
I think you learned your lesson. I don't think you should.
Next game, the Green Bay Packers at home playing without Jordan Love and with Malik Willis playing against the Colts and Anthony Richardson. If you looked at the stat line, you would have thought that Malik's stat line was AR's and AR's was Malik's because this just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Anthony Richardson with 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Malik Willis,
2
12
fumbles.
for 14, only 2 incompletions and a touchdown pass. But I think the main story of this game was Josh fucking Jacobs. 32 rushing attempts, 151 yards, and they just did what Luke wanted the Lions to do.
And they still got no touchdown from him.
Well, he was at the 1 yard line and then he fumbled. That idiot. But anyway, 16-10, Green Bay pulls off another home opening win. And honestly, I feel like the Colts just beat themselves in this football game.
I mean,
Yeah,
Richardson.
shout out to Snoop Luke for big braining his draft and drafting 3 Indianapolis Colts players.
Yeah, you ride or die with the Colts.
Yep.
You literally
Yep.
ride it
Yeah,
out.
bro.
A whopping full 60 points this past week in fantasy. I could have won any matchup whoever I went up against with those numbers.
Oh, for sure. That's exactly why you lost.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, I'm the Cowboys cheerleaders. We won.
Well,
I won. I'm 2-0.
say about this game is, wow, Malik Willis, go out there and get that first dub.
It wasn't going to happen in Tennessee, so.
Hey, it
Oh,
might happen
you.
in Tennessee. Technically, we'll talk about that on Saturday.
Yeah, but it didn't. It
I
happened
kind
in
of just
Green
hate
Bay.
how I just kind of hate how Green Bay just somehow just always has a replacement QB. Where the fuck do you find these guys?
Don't say it like Malik Willis is somebody.
I'm not saying he is, but he won them the game.
No, that defense.
Look,
won them
I'll
the
say
game.
this. Green
3
Bay
interceptions.
coaching staff with quarterbacks is the same as Tigers
Yep.
pitching staff. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, you're going to have a good game. The same way it doesn't
Yeah.
matter who the pitcher is for the Tigers. You go out there and you're going to fucking perform.
Their defense did have a
Doesn't
forced
matter.
fumble, 3 interceptions.
The coach gives them a
and 2
certain
sacks.
secret sauce.
So I would also say that defense probably was a big credit in winning them that game.
I'm honestly
100%.
at this point, I'm convinced Green Bay could revive any QB's career, even if they're like 90 years old.
Don't
Bring
say
back
that, Tom
Favre.
Brady. Don't say that because Tom Brady will get ideas. Let's move on. Cleveland,
Hey
What do
man,
you
I
think?
could call him coming back out of retirement.
Jacksonville. Just when you think that Jacksonville is a team that has a little bit of hype behind them with Trevor Banks Stadium, well, they let, a Predator come in and just fuck them up. Deshaun Watson, 22 for 34,
Wow.
186
Wow.
yards. Didn't do
Wow.
That's a fucking wild statement.
Wow.
And then
The
I was,
thoughts, the
I think you have the wrong word.
rest on Sharp Sports
My
Network.
bad. I can't say the other word. We will get demonetized. I can't say the other word.
That's not what.
Okay, well, you could just say Deshaun Watson.
But that's not what everyone thinks of when they think of Deshaun Watson. They don't think of football anymore. It's a shame. It's a damn shame.
I mean, I do.
I think of massages.
You say that? I think, Cleveland Browns.
I can tell you this. Jacksonville, it just looks flat. The offense looks flat. I understand your starting tight end is gone, but is he really the guy that should throw your whole offense off? No. You shouldn't have went out and got the exact same receiver you already had. Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis, one just runs further, but they're damn near the same player. You don't have many targets that are actually well. Trevor Lawrence doesn't actually play well. Yes, it's a tough Cleveland defense, but he hasn't been the reason his team's been winning.
Well, Trevor Lawrence said after the game that we suck. He said our team sucks. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Yeah. They asked him after the game, what do you think went wrong with the offense? And he said, well, to be quite simple with you, our team sucks right now. We sucked the first game and we suck today. So he knows exactly everything that you just said. The question is, what is he going to do to change it?
We will find out. I don't know.
Well, go back to Everbank.
Maybe he'll wake up in Buffalo.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Minnesota and San Francisco. If we're just going to keep on with the funky day, let's just keep it on. Minnesota defeating San Francisco. Deebo Samuel went out. George Kittle went out. Kittle was fine. It was cramps. But those were two key factors to their offense not having anything to really show for. Jordan Mason had another 100-yard game and got in the end zone. But Brock Purdy, 300 yards. Okay. Bad interception and a forced fumble and was sacked 6 times. So how do we feel?
Feel pretty good since it was one of my picks.
It made perfect sense. At the end of
it was always Minnesota. Money line, it was always.
268 yards.
See, I was most worried about this pick in my quick pick parlay.
That's tough.
That is brutal.
That is why we don't do quick pick. Oh, you're back.
Hello.
We hear you.
What was the last thing I said?
You said you had this game, and this was the game you were most worried about in your pick parlay.
Yeah, lo and behold, it was Dallas I had to fucking worry about.
Yes. Minnesota, man. Hey, Justin Jefferson.
Not Minnesota against the fucking 49ers.
85-yard touchdown, and then he got hurt.
Yeah. And they haven't won there in however many years. I guess it's going to continue. So it always made sense.
Hey, Jesse, I got a question.
What's cracking?
You know how you said at the start of the season that Sam Darnold always just plays good at the start and then withers out?
Mm-hmm.
What week does that start to happen?
This year it's gonna get a little interesting.
That doesn't answer anything for me.
I'll give you a hint.
Now I'm going to be really confused on what to do this week, next week, and the week after.
Week 6 to 12.
Okay, 5. The answer is 5. Jesse is excited right now, but the answer is 5.
6
Normally
to 12.
The first 4 weeks, and then weeks 5 and 6, he throws the picks, and people start getting worried, and then week 7, he's out.
Okay, so I at least got 2 more weeks with Minnesota.
Confidently,
picks.
yes. Then every other game is a maybe or maybe not.
No,
okay.
No. Don't listen to him.
No, you're riding the
No,
wave.
listen to him.
Statistical, that's the truth.
No, we don't care about
excited
statistics. This is the best offense he's been a part of since he's been on his journey.
That's also incorrect. The first team with the Jets that he was on was better. The second year Jets.
Excuse me?
The second year Jets team he was on?
Are we talking about the same guy?
Oh, Jesse's gonna make me. Actually, you know what? Why look at the stats? Because you just said stats don't matter. So there's not even a point for me to look them up.
Listen. You find those stats. We'll discuss them later on our own
Okay.
time. But I
So
do
those
want to
stats
know.
matter.
I
But
do
these
want to
stats
know.
don't.
No, I want to know the supporting cast.
Okay, I will
I
tell
just
you
wanna
after the
know
podcast
who
what
was
the
on the
supporting staff
offense.
is because we are 55 minutes in. I
Yeah.
promise you.
So we're gonna continue
All right.
on.
Seattle, New England. Another game where they could have and should have won. They fought to the very last breath. Jacoby Brissett looked very good again. Ramondre Stevenson looked better again. We went to overtime. It just wasn't enough. Seattle wins by a game-winning field goal.
They let Geno cook and just throw the ball around all day.
The best DK game I've seen in a while.
Hella targets. JSN ran the offense.
Yep.
He just couldn't find end zone. But
yeah, together they had 22 catches combined.
Yeah, and then check the targets. I'm pretty sure they had like 35 targets.
30.
Yeah.
14 targets for DK, 16 for JSN.
But that Patriots defense is stout. That was the first game Christian Gonzalez really gave up a lot, even before he got injured, like last year.
I agree.
All right, before you get too far away from it, I have the second year Jets offense.
Boom. Pull it up.
With Sam Darnold was running back Le'Veon Bell, running back Bilal Powell, quarterback Sam Darnold, wide receiver Ty Montgomery, wide receiver Vincent Smith, wide receiver Jamison Crowder, wide receiver Robbie Chosen, wide receiver Demaryius Thomas, and Braxton Berrios.
What did this team
do? I remember this team. There was a bunch of hype about it.
Yeah.
What did this team finish?
They ended up 7-9.
Yeah.
No.
With Sam Darnold at the helm.
By game 16, Sam Darnold will have led this Minnesota team because they are a better team. Le'Veon Bell. Hold on.
I just want to say, do I at least have an argument?
No. Le'Veon Bell was washed.
Okay, of course.
Was he not washed when he got to the Jets?
Was this team not hyped about going into it? It was very hyped. I remember this team. This was the team that the first game of Monday Night Football, they beat the shit out of the Lions. I was there. I remember it. And I was like, damn, this Jets team might be good.
That offense is not better than the offense that is present in Minnesota.
The fact that you say it can't even be an argument just shows that we're not going to make any progress.
Well, that was also still, Dylan, that was 2019. That was before the Lions got rebranded.
When we get to 16 games, we will revisit this. Someone please note.
Right.
Someone put it in the notes that we need to talk week 16 about.
I'm putting it in my notes right now.
2019 versus Vikings 2024.
All right, next game, as I'm putting this in my notes, I don't think anyone really cares too much about this game. The Giants beat the Commanders beat the Giants 21-18. Austin Seibert, the man who's been on the squad for 7 days, went 7 for 7, getting all the points for Washington.
Go Commies.
Embarrassing.
Giants should have won.
Absolutely embarrassing. Washington. All this draft capital on this fucking quarterback. For what?
Hey.
Show me something, man. That's all I'm saying.
Against Cincinnati. Well, we'll get to that.
You think?
I think that game's gonna
be the amount of times Jesse said Saturday.
Yep, I gotta keep dropping the heads. I gotta keep dropping the heads.
Keep it going.
This is a good week. Good week of ball coming up.
Last game of the 1:00 slate. The New York Jets went to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Titans lost this game 24-17. Defense played great. Right? Defense played really good. Yeah, there was another problem in this game. I don't know if you saw it, but it was the same fucking problem as week 1. Because surprise, Mayonnaise Man fucked up again. Once again, we're in a situation where if he would have just played like a normal quarterback, we would be going to overtime.
But no, what that is.
But no, this motherfucker has to go levising it up with, for no reason, dive through the air, and then instead of just falling to the ground like a normal human, tries to make a pass that is incomprehensibly bad, fumbles at 3 yards. The Jets get the ball. Brian Callahan says, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing?" And then has a second press conference after the game where he says, "This guy cost us points in a valuable game. He's a grown man, and he can't keep doing this shit. It's ridiculous." And I am now with Brian Callahan. I'm with the head coach. I love him because everything that I said after this game, he said at the press conference. Will Levis in 2 games, if he did not make stupid mistakes, you would be 2-0.
Listen, Will Levis has been making some very, very absurd decisions. But just like with Tennessee drafting him, yes, that was not Callahan there. So it is what it is to him. He's working with what he's got.
Uh-huh.
But when they drafted Will Levis, I think they forgot he started like 6 games in college.
No, they knew he was bad, but they just thought that Malik Willis was better.
Bad.
And then when they realized Malik Willis was bad, they
not
were putting
bad. He's just raw. That's the issue with him. This is his.
He was never an elite quarterback into the draft. That's why he fell as far as he did.
Yes, we know.
Look, I just don't know if Will Levis is the type of guy that can take the kind of coaching that this motherfucker is giving him and turn it into a good product. So I
just think he's.
I think that you should take this season, as long as he's your quarterback, fold it up and put it in the fucking garbage, because he does not respond well to just getting fucking screamed at and told that he sucks. It seems like
he's
that
a soft
doesn't
Kentucky
work.
Boy. Yeah.
So yeah, that's not gonna. It's not gonna.
I'm not giving up on him yet. This is only his 15th start in his fucking life. I'm waiting on the kid. I got your back.
Wait for him to be the Lions backup. That's what he's gonna be.
Hey,
a couple of years. Goff's gone. It's gonna be Hunter and Levis at backup, because he's gonna be a career backup quarterback.
But he's just stupid. It's not that he's bad. He's just stupid. He's not a smart quarterback. He just makes stupid plays.
You know who else makes stupid plays? Backup quarterbacks. So that's what he's gonna end up being.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Next game, 4:00 window. There's only 3 of them, so this will be pretty quick. Rams and Cardinals. Cardinals beat the shit out of the Rams. Marvin Harrison went off. 41-10 was the final. Kyler Murray is the only quarterback in the league to have 4 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions.
Hey, look, man. Marvin Harrison said, "I'm here." That was his arrival game, and I feel like there's going to be a lot more games like that.
Rams are battered, beaten, broken. That was tough.
Yeah. And any other key players that were playing are now hurt. So Rams are back to where they were last year without Puka.
They don't have Puka. They're probably not going to have Cooper. They have their O-line beat the shit. All they're going to have is Kyron Williams.
So they're what they were last year?
Somebody whose name is Parkinson's or Parkins. I don't know.
I'm not wishing bad things on Matthew Stafford, but with all the injuries they have, he looks like he might be the next person to go down if he's going to be taking a bunch of hits now, since he's going to try to make plays.
I'd break my arm and then say
there's only so many guys on that offense that can make a play, and he's one of them. So
I tell my teammate to run my leg over and say it was a freak accident at practice. I don't know what
just get me out of here, man.
I'd say, yo, back me over with your fucking truck and say it was a freak accident at practice.
But yeah, there ain't much to say about this game. The Cardinals should have won, and they did. The Rams are deflated.
Yep. Next game that I don't think we're going to have too much to say, Pittsburgh and Denver. Pittsburgh won 13-6. Their offense
Pittsburgh's embarrassing.
Pittsburgh's offense still looks bad. Denver's offense still looks worse. Anyone else got anything else?
Pittsburgh might be.
Pittsburgh will always be. They'll still go 500, so it doesn't matter. Yep.
I want to know, how long do we think they stay at the top?
Week 4.
Week 4? Okay.
I'll give them maybe week 5, but that's off some fluke shit.
Cincinnati and Kansas City. This game I think a lot of people were excited about because most of the game Kansas City was fighting. Kansas City was coming away with big plays, big one-handed interceptions, big touchdown passes, big runs. And still, at the end of the game, one big play changed everything. Patrick Mahomes got them into field goal range, and another game-winning field goal for Harrison Butker to beat the Bengals. Jesus. Jesse?
Shout out to the Bengals for covering.
Yeah, Bengals cover. And once again, because the Bengals players just love fucking it up, the defense just makes a play too late or too early. Not at the right time. And we lose to Kansas City again in a winnable game. Jamar Chase on the outside was not effective. Tight ends got everything in this game. And they were cooking. But the defense chokes again.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. No one call it. Bullshit pass interference. Ref saved the Chiefs. No. That was fucking pass interference. Because he played it like shit. You can't ram a guy in the back before the ball gets to him.
I agree. Sunday Night Football. The Houston Texans. The Chicago Bears. Chicago held on as long as they could with this defense, but at the end of the day, C.J. Stroud had to put him in his place. 260 passing yards, a touchdown, and Nico Collins having another huge game led to a 19-13 Houston victory.
Listen, I think we can all agree, since Caleb Williams hasn't had many starts, he's being him, but he has to bring it down a bit if he's going to be successful. But this defense is something serious, I think.
Yeah.
Like the fact they held Houston to 19. Yeah, they were in Soldier Field, but man, that defense is tough.
That defense was tough last year, and they're definitely going to continue to be tough.
They
made one of the trades that I wanted the Lions to make at the end of the year last year, and it has only been upward from there when they got swept.
They're going to keep
their big
names.
Their big problem is really just their O-line. Caleb Williams got sacked 5 times last week. He got sacked 7 times this week. So that's going to be their only problem.
I think he was pressured on like 34 of 40 dropbacks.
So they got to make sure that, they're not in a situation where they're not killing a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. Caleb's got to stay upright. You guys they got to lock that down if they're going to be some this year, because the defense is going to keep them every game.
He should paint his nails. Block me.
Yeah, but then we'd be talking about him like we talk about Shedeur.
He already paints his nails something zesty every game.
Hey, Bears 13.
He's QB zesty. He's QB zesty.
I'm not going to lie. He can't. You're zestier. But
he's the Karl Anthony Towns of the NFL, and until you realize it, I'm just saying, just realize it now before it's too late. Then you could have been saying, damn it, I could have been making so many jokes before.
I feel like
I was.
I feel like you didn't give this same energy to Jared McCain, but I'm not willing to argue about it.
No, it's because I like Jared McCain.
This is bullshit.
I'm a Jared McCain fan. Yeah, I will agree. Hypocritical as fuck. I'm a Jared McCain fan.
The double standard.
I was fucking with. He's the only guy ever. Fuck Juju. Fuck the rest of them. That has actually made online content off of the football field where I was like, all right, I like this guy. I'm a fan of him. He's got me. That's it. Monday Night Football, Battle of the Birds, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles going up against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. The Eagles had this game until Kirko popped out a game-winning drive, and then we handed the ball back over to Philly, and Jalen Hurts throws a game-sealing interception after Saquon dropped the ball.
Let me tell you. Let me give it to you from my POV. As I'm watching this game, I'm like, oh shit, it's 9-10. At halftime, I'm like, this 33.5 under live bet is disgusting. I want it. But I also had a bet that had Eagles -2.5, Saquon touchdown, Saquon yards, Bijan yards. Everything's hidden. We just need the Saquon touchdown. This motherfucker falls at the 1-yard line. Of course it's going to hurt. I'm sick about it because it's hit 33 points. Remember, we got under 33.5, so I'm sitting here like, damn. If he got that touchdown, I'm sitting clean everywhere. So then, fourth quarter comes around. I'm like, well, if he can at least get the touchdown on 3rd and 2 somehow, he can win one bet. And I watched the motherfucker drop the pass. I screamed. Because at that moment, I knew not only should I have not taken under 33.5 with the Eagles' money line, but that Saquon was never getting in the end zone that game.
It's a sad tale, Jesse. It's a sad tale.
Plus touchdowns was only at +200. I should have seen it. It was too fucking easy. And they got me. He didn't even get one. He couldn't touch the end zone. He sniffed it. That was it. Shame on him. He lost the game. Nick Sirianni, he called a good fucking play. Saquon, Butterfingers. You know what you should have did, Jalen Hurts? You should have went to the Costco. You should have bought a mega pack of Butterfingers. And you should have filled this fucking locker. Because it's week 2, and we can joke about it because it's not week 16.
Hey, man. Hey, Jesse, just chilling the man a little bit because, like, come on. He's just still getting used to playing on a team that's a functional football team.
Fuck that.
Where he's actually getting good plays. He's used
He
to
has
just
the
doing it all
most
himself.
drops for a running back since he got in the league when it comes to
Yeah, but he's had to be on his A game his entire career, every single game. And now he can kind of relax a little bit because he's actually on a team where it's just more than him out there.
So you're telling me he had to work hard, and when he gets it easy, I'm supposed to go easy on him? No.
Yeah. Give him a couple weeks where he's like, oh, hey, I should probably give the effort I did in New England, and maybe we could win a Super Bowl.
But you know, that?
He's still shell-shocked on how amazing it is to play for an actual football team.
He's better than that. He shouldn't have dropped it. End of story. That's all.
I will say to point Luke, this is the first passing offense he's ever been a part of. Penn State was all run. Giants was all run. So I will say this is the first.
Well, Giants were all run because they couldn't do anything else with the ball.
Pro passing offense he's ever really been a part of. So,
and they want to run first. They just might want to do it with the quarterback.
That's also true. But that is week number 2 in the NFL, week 3 in college. We hit you with the recap. The only thing left to do before we get out of here is hit you with UFC 306, a.k.a. UFC Noche. All right, spoiler alert, people. I went 4-0, and then I lost. So it was a sad day. Okay, we hit the. I was right about everything that I said until the man.
It was the only fight I was sketched out about too, and it's hard not to be confident in Sugar Sean. I get it, but bro, I tried.
I literally had everything right too. I had Ronaldo decision, fucking the next one decision, the next one decision, the next one decision, and then the last one by knockout, and that was the only one I didn't hit.
Yeah, me and Ty talked about the O'Malley fight for a while. And we both were on a full agreement is if that fight went to the ground, O'Malley was losing.
And it went to the ground the whole fight.
Yep.
And I had a good feeling that that's exactly what it was going to be, too. I was so mad. Because you know that's my least favorite UFC fight is when they're on the ground the whole fucking time. Because I prefer a boxing style UFC fight, you know? But God damn it, man. I saw it coming from a mile away.
You hate to see it. Let's kick it off, man. First things first. UFC Noche. Let's just talk about what needs to be talked about. The Sphere. Going into the fights, they did it so that it was a tribute to the Mexican Independence Day. Obviously, that is what UFC Noche is. The Mexican fighting history, the heritage, all of it. And I loved how every single fight felt like a real-life Mortal Kombat game. With the background and everything. So I loved it. I thought that it was money well spent and that it was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you think that it was?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. The fights, on the other hand, were not as good. Let's just call it as we see it. Starting off with Ronaldo Rodriguez and Ode Osborne. Ronaldo.
What do we say though, Dill? Like what have I told you since the beginning of time? When a fight card is supposed to be fucking fantastic, it's shit. When it's supposed to be shit, it's fantastic.
I agree, and I've kept that mantra going into every pay-per-view. When I know it's not supposed to be good, it's going to be good, but I forget the opposite effect because of what happened at UFC 300. Because I was like, this is supposed to be good, and this was amazing. So that fucked my head up. But that's it. Ronaldo Rodriguez, I said, I don't know a lot about this fight, but once I saw the press conference, I had him winning by decision, and he won by decision. Fantastic. Next fight, I think, was the fight of the night. I didn't know either of these guys. I just said, fuck it. Give me the Mexican one. And he won. They beat the living dog shit out of each other. It was the fight of the night. I didn't know either of them. But, yeah. Congratulations, Esteban. Everyone was cheering
for no good reason in UFC sporting events. if you just choose a country and go with it, more often than not, you come out successful if that country just rolls. Because usually it's one country that has all the fucking fighters and they all fucking win, or they all win but one. So
Luke knows that's normally what I do on this pod. I'll just ride.
I'm well aware. I'm always here.
Yeah, I remember the Brazil card.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah, Brazil.
Yeah.
And I was fading, and that
when
was
they went to the UK and Patty was fighting. It was all the UK fucking
I remember I hit all 5 of those. Yeah. Yep.
No, you didn't hit all 5. I think you hit like 3 or 2 for Brazil.
I hit not in Brazil. I hit my London one, my UK one.
Oh, London, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, next fight, Diego Lopez, Brian Ortega. I loved it. I mean, Diego Lopez.
Yeah, I only picked Ortega because, like, he's just a fun fighter. He's gonna get the shit kicked out of him the entire fight, and then he's gonna have different moments to where he gets a chokehold in or he gets a submission attempt, and it's usually drastic. And then usually, if the other fighter just survives it, the fighter wins, and Ortega loses.
I agree with you. The problem with this fight was I didn't see him have any of those moments.
Yeah, he usually does. Like,
I agree with you.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, sad.
Yeah, it was. Diego Lopez could have knocked him out round 1 if he didn't play with his food. I'm going to be honest. But a lot of people are also saying it's hard to knock out Brian Ortega, so that's debatable.
Well, yeah, because it's like they know who he is. He's fought for a long time. He wants you to get close so he can sink in a submission attempt.
Yeah, that could also.
That's what you want to know, why he was playing with his food a bit, not really going in too deep for the knockout. That's why.
It's because he knew. Yeah, if I go in too deep, I'll get caught.
He's like, dude, I'm not.
All right, I have to know. Were you riding the bullet with me?
Fuck yeah.
All right, I was just making sure. I didn't know, and I was making sure.
You can ask Ty, because when you're doing your little WWE pod or whatever, when he was in the comments and said something about like the Mexican fighter, I was like, please tell me you're not going against Shevchenko.
No. I had.
He texted me and he's like, "You're not talking about Shevchenko, right?" And I'm like, "No. I'm talking about Rodriguez, this crazy Mexican dude in the press conference. Like,
first fight.
And it looks like good. We were gonna have some problems."
Yeah.
Okay, so we all bet Valentino.
If he was against Shevchenko, we were gonna have to fight.
All right, I'm glad we were all on the Valentino.
Never have I ever been against Shevchenko.
And she won. Yes, she won. First fight went to Grasso. Second fight went to a draw. Third fight went to the Bullet, and she got her women's flyweight championship back.
Where it deserves to be.
Where it belongs. It was a fun little stint for Grasso. She got to bring the title to Noche. Got to make it all about Mexican. Blah 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 blah. Yep, fun and games are over now. Back to business.
Yeah, if you really think Shevchenko wasn't going to win this rematch of a fight after not winning the belt because of a draw, that's
on you.
Yeah,
that's on you.
You already know she was pissed off and coming into this fight ready.
And thank God. Because that's what I needed. I feel like that's the problem with sometimes is when you have 10 to 12 title defenses, it's hard to always stay hungry. She had a fucking reason to be pissed and a reason to be hungry. So
all I'm saying is when Shevchenko wins, the world wins.
Big facts. Normally that's the same with Sugar Sean. But like we said, when the fight goes to the ground and you have Merab as the guy who's on top the entire fight, you're going to get a new champion.
Yeah. I still think Merab's a bitch for waiting for this fight.
I still
could have fought Sterling, but
we
can't fight. We can't.
I think when Tyler said this made me be the most mad, is when Tyler said, well, of course he won. Sugar Sean, like their camp just had 2 chances to stand out their best fighters against Sugar Sean. Back to back.
Yeah.
And once he said that, I was like, you're right. Fuck that.
Yeah, because I told him that shit. I was like, dude, they literally had 2 chances to beat him with 2 of the exact same fighters.
They looked at the film and said, okay, XYZ does not work. Let's do this.
Yeah, with
got
you.
his ass.
With Marab, who's on a 12-fight win streak. Can you do this? Oh, I can do that. I can take his jacket and put it on. Piss him off.
Dude, honestly, I know O'Malley's corner is getting a lot of hate, but I love what they do. Like that dude, I love it. Dude,
when they yell at Marab.
They yelled at Sterling too when they fought. I love that.
Herb,
come on.
Hey, Herb was not having it. He shut that shit down on both sides.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like, okay, chill the fuck out, Herb. It's a fight.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right? You know what I mean?
I love it because if I'm about to fight somebody, bro, I need to make sure my corner is just as ready as I am.
Yes, I agree. And Sean, he'll be back. I don't think anyone's worried about it. He's going to go do exactly what Marab and Sterling's team was able to do, and that's watch film. So, yeah, I thought it was a great event, but, a lot of the fights under-delivered. But like you said, Luke, that's normally how these go.
Yeah. Because, when it's supposed to be a good card, everyone hypes the living shit out of it. And then you're so ready for, 27 knockouts, all spectacular, just absolutely taking each other's heads off. And then what you forget to realize is the UFC, a lot of these fighters are just trying to win.
Yeah.
And not just have a highlight reel. So, they'll start slow. And then if they get the edge, they're gonna coast to the finish.
Yeah. Also, shout out to what do you call it? Raul Rosas Jr. on the prelims.
He's a dog.
He is the youngest UFC fighter in the history to have 4 UFC wins. I believe that's the stat. Yeah.
And he's got to hurry up before he gets a little older to get that title shot to claim that title from Johnny Bone Jones.
Yeah, I got one question for you, and you might not know the answer. This is the last question I have on this podcast. What does Chihuili mean?
I do know the answer to this question because I've seen a video because a reporter actually asked him this one time.
Okay.
And it means from what I remember, it means absolutely nothing. It's just a funny word that him and his friends came up with.
So it's like Pereira and Potan. or what does he say? What does Pereira say? Chamba. It's like Pereira and Chamba.
He literally just says it because it sounds funny.
Yeah,
him and his friends literally just made that up.
They asked Pereira in the octagon, what does it mean? And he goes, it can mean anything. It can mean anything about anything. I love that. So the UFC fighters now, we're just making up our own words to get the people going.
Yep. Brain damage will do that to you.
All right. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. Oh, it was a fucking fun one. An hour and 20 minutes to shooting the shit. And if you guys want to check us out on the socials, please do so at Sharp Sports Network over on X, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, all the social medias. We appreciate it. Also, download the Sharps Betting app over on the App Store and use promo code TYCO011 when you sign up. The next time that we will be talking to you guys will be Saturday when we hit you with all of the picks you need for college and NFL.
Thursday night.
Oh, good catch, big guy. We were about to roll right on out of here. Let's get into Thursday night football before we roll on.
Nah, do it fast as fuck, Dylan.
New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Jets are favored -6, over under 38.5.
Under.
Jets.
Under 38.5 from Ty. Jets -6 for Luke. All right, I'm gonna take New England +6.
You know what?
You want Jesse's pick? You're gonna have to download the fucking Sharps app. So
I changed my pick to the under. I don't like this game. Fuck this game.
Under it is.
Follow all the socials. Download the betting app. We'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good one. Peace.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.